According to UNICEF, balance at home, in school, in their community, and online. As a parent to my own kids and as a teacher of my kids in school, I'm bound by a social contract to discipline them so that they become well-behaved and law-abiding citizens of this country. These responsibilities are more complicated than it sounds because in our efforts to correct misbehavior, even by our words or by the tone of our voice, we can already hurt or abuse our kids in school or our kids are at home as well. Worse, we can be reported and become the next social media enemy number one. That happened, right? My own way of discipline is definitely flawed and can be unacceptable to the established law on violence against children. I'm not afraid to hurt them, my own kids, by my words or by my actions sometimes if I have to ignore them. Or, and also from my personal experience, those children who are pampered with love and are always exonerated from their fault tend to have the courage to do wrongdoings because they do not have a sense of the consequences of their actions. Because somebody, sometimes us, as parents or teachers, would absorb the consequence or the consequences for them. I remember my mom who raised me well because she never protected me against the natural consequences of my actions. One time, I went home with a black eye and I thought my mom would be mad because someone hurts me. I was surprised because when she asked me what happened and she realized that I could have avoided the fight if I humbled myself and just turned away from my bullies, she told me that she would let me jail if I fight again and hurt other kids myself. In my mind, I was the one being hurt this time. Why wouldn't you fight for me then? That was frustrating. But that experience taught me that I am on my own and I had to avoid fighting in school. As a result, my teacher saw me as a well-behaved student and I gained a lot of friends at school who are willing to defend me against bullies. My mother would also spank and pinch me, and my stepfather at first would hit me with his belt whenever I do not follow their commands. As a result, I grew up to be an obedient son, and I love them both even more because I developed accountability and learned to obey the people in authority. And I have freedom right now because they disciplined me early. One of my teachers would also hit my fingers if I did not cut my nails. So I became mindful of my hygiene and I grew up to be a clean and fine looking young man. On the other hand, I know people who have been raised by overprotective parents who became bullies at school, who fought and disrespected their teachers, who have uncontrolled vices and end up losing their jobs and their family. And a couple of them ended up in jail where their parents could not defend them anymore. Now that I became a parent myself and a teacher, I'm torn between the law and my own upbringing. I may be included in those 80% who have experienced abuse from parents and teachers, but I don't hold it against them because I see the wisdom behind and I see the blessings of the values they taught me. My parents and some of my teachers might be so aggressive and quick to hurt me physically and emotionally, but they reproved me B times and showed me an increase of love afterward. I will never regret having disciplinarian parents and teachers in my time. But the time when punishing kids is accepted is long past. We are in an era where kids should not experience any of the things I experienced. We are also in an era where kids are emotionally and physically weak because there was little or no exercise for them. We are in an era where when kids don't perform well at school and get low grades, parents would blame the teachers rather than teaching their kids to work harder. as of today, we have kids or children, youth who are entitled, who lack the ability to handle adversity because their parents handle it for them. So my question is, am I raising my kids right if I am letting them be susceptible to the consequences of their own actions? If I hurt them physically and emotionally, as my parents did to me and my siblings, at the end of the day, I learned that good parenting is not viewed upon the behavior of our children or our students at school, but upon the behavior of parents or upon our behavior as teachers. Back to you, Toastmasters of the evening.